Namaskar. Today in this particular video, I am going to talk about Ma Lalita Tripur Sundari, or as we can also call her, Shodashi. Okay. Now she is associated with the planet Mercury, right? Now before going deep into this video, I am going to tell you something about something very interesting, as you must understand that all of the Mahavidyas that we know, 10 Mahavidyas we know, okay, and all of these 10 Mahavidyas, it's not like everyone is ruling one specific planet, right? And they only have control over one planet. Okay, it's not like that. You must understand this, that every Mahavidya, each and every Mahavidya has total control over all the 9 grahas, and not just 9 grahas. There are natural forces that control life, death, and all of the events as well. Now they control all of those events. Okay, do you understand this? So do not think that one Mahavidya is only for one planet or something like that. Okay. Now second thing you must understand, this series is about the connection between a specific graha and the Mahavidya, okay, that is associated with that graha only, right? It is not a elaborate series on Mahavidyas and that I'm talking about. So do not get this idea that I am going to tell you a lot about Mahavidyas or something like that. I will just give you some basic knowledge and something that you must understand about the Mahavidya first, and then after you can go towards the association of a let's say planet, whatever there is. Okay, so you must understand that in this particular video I am going to talk about Lalita Tripur Sundari. Okay, she is a very famous, popular deity right now. Okay, there are like millions of people doing sadhana of her. Okay, sadhana and upasana. She is the most beautiful of all. Okay, in all the three worlds, as you know, that's why she is called Tripur Sundari. Okay, the most beautiful in all the three worlds, in all the worlds actually. And she is also called Shodashi. Okay, the one who looks like a 16-year-old. Shodashi is like 16-year-old, the one who looks the eternal youth. Okay, that's what we should call it. It's like she always looks young, beautiful, okay, never to be aged, I say, something like that. And she's always filled with as you can understand, the grace, okay, the glow that she gives off. The glow that she has now, it's a glow that cannot be, let's say, paralleled with any other glows in the whole universe. Okay, what does the glow mean here? The glow is like the you can use the word aura, abha, something like that. Okay, so understand that the energy that she gives off. Okay, and you don't even need to go too close to her. Even if you are doing, let's say, a specific simple upasana, okay, if you are initiated into doing like the Sahasranam or some basic Shri Vidya upasana, and when you start doing it, on the very first day you will feel her presence, and that presence will be felt in the form of a grace. She will give you that grace. Okay, one more interesting thing I will tell you, all the sadhanas, whichever deity you are doing the sadhana of, okay, it could be a male deity, it could be a female deity, it could be any form of Mother Kali, any form of any Mahavidya, it could be anyone. Or even if you're not doing a sadhana of a specific deity, you're just sitting down and meditating, okay, quietly, whatever you are doing, any spiritual practice that you do, okay, it creates a specific energy. Okay, I'm not talking about the Kundalini Shakti that is within you. No, that is very related to that Kundalini Shakti, that what I'm talking about, but it's a bit different. Okay, just understand. So you will generate a specific energy, okay, in your sadhana, in your upasana, in your meditation, whatever you are doing. Even if you're just living your life in a simplest way and you're being true to yourself, you will still generate that same energy. Now that energy, okay, the source of that energy is Shodashi, Lalita Tripur Sundari. Why? Because as you know, she is the third Mahavidya, she comes on the third number, okay, and she rules like many things. It's like if you know about her, if you just go and read about her, you will see that in the first few lines, she will be defined as the most beautiful, filled with wisdom, okay, most intelligent, most powerful, okay. She has the army like that can defeat any army in the whole cosmos, okay. She cannot be defeated. These are the stuff that you will find, okay. But the most there are many secretive let's say knowledge, there are many secretive meanings, okay, techniques hidden in her Sahasranam. If you read the Sahasranam, you will find a lot of hidden meanings and hidden secrets and hidden techniques, okay, and of how you can attain divinity and how you can understand that divinity on the level of that divine para supreme knowledge, okay. So now that what I was talking about, that energy that I was talking about, okay, that energy comes from Lalita Tripur Sundari, okay. When you are doing your upasana, when you are burning off your karma, you are going beyond time and space. There you will meet Ma Kali. Ma Kali is allowing you that, okay. Now how you are going there, what path you are taking, okay, how well you are doing, that will be determined by Mahavidya Tara, okay. Now what you will generate, I'm not talking about siddhis. Siddhis, yeah, okay, siddhis you can add into these things, but siddhis, what in the context of what I'm talking about, na, siddhis will be just very small topic. I'm talking about something much great, okay. So when you what you accomplish, what you generate, okay, in the form of energy, in the form of, let's say, secretive energy, that the glow I'm talking about, the aura that I'm talking about, okay, that you develop, that you generate when you reach the goal, when you walk the path of sadhana. So that is ruled by Tripur Sundari. First it was Kali, then Tara, then Shodashi. This is a sequence. This is a natural sequence that you are going in. You could be in any part of your life right now. All the 10 Mahavidyas are ruling it. Okay. You can be in a different ecosystem right now. Okay, in your home, or maybe you are away from your home. You must be living in your mountains. Let's say you are living in mountains. You have, gave up everything. Still you are on a path, and all the 10 Mahavidyas can be found in your nature. If you look around, you can find Ma Dhumavati. If you look around, then you can find Ma Tara as well, okay. So the path, Ma Tara, when you go beyond everything, Ma Kali, okay, I'm talking about time and space, beyond your karmas, and when you start to understand the karma, that's where Bhairava reveals, okay, he will talk to you. From the from your heart, there will come a voice that what is wrong, what is right, and how you can walk the path of dharma, how you can avoid the let's say accumulation of a lot of karmic things, okay, how you can burn the karmic bridges. That will be Bhairava talking to you, okay. And who will give the shakti to that Bhairava? It will be Ma Kali, okay. And if the Bhairava is talking about the path, it would be Ma Tara. If the Bhairava is giving you some generating some energy, some fearlessness inside you, and some different kind of, let's say, shakti that you are generating, Tripur Sundari will be that, okay. And how you are going to comprehend and how you are going to use that energy, this will also be determined by all of these three combined. That's why I said in the beginning of this series that not think that all the Mahavidyas are different. They are all one. They work a little bit in their own let's say, to understand how they work, we have created this 10 forms, okay. It is created by humans, as you must understand this. For a human mind to comprehend the energy, comprehend the divine Leela of mother, we have given her 10 forms ki acha, we know her in 10 forms, okay, each doing this, okay. Yes, 10 forms are present there. If you let's say call upon a particular form, particular energy, she will come to you in that form and that energy only. If you pray to Ma Dhumavati, if you invoke her energy, she will bless you in the form of Ma Dhumavati. But you must understand that that same energy is operating on all levels, okay, being together as one. You can call it Ma Kali, you can call it by Shodashi, you can call it Bhuvaneshwari, whatever you want to call it. Okay, a yogi who is in a highest of state, a real true sadhaka who has touched the feet of divine mother, who has sat in her inner circle, who is sitting in her inner circle, he knows that what is true and what is false. Okay, a lot of you will actually cross your path with a lot of devotees, a lot of sadhakas who are like really in let's say in a very high level of sadhana. They have attained a lot of knowledge and siddhis and as well. Okay, they have also had, maybe they have also had some kind of divine interventions. They have a really good guru parampara as well. But when the time comes, they will have to go beyond this maya, that what they think is only true. Because at some point in every day when they will wake up now, they will be challenged to change their belief. And that is the true challenge, true test of any sadhaka. Even if you're on day one or if you're on day 1000, you will face this problem, that your whatever belief that you have created, whatever, even sometimes nature will ask you to test you by asking you to change your belief system of whatever your guru has told you. And that's where the path will change. You will find yourself not aligning with the current guru, and you will move toward the next guru. Now that does not mean that your guru was wrong. That does not mean that what path you were walking on was not good for you. It's not like that. Nature has this unique way of let's say operation. What it will do, what she will do, she will give you what you actually need in the time. Okay, current time, let's say you need uh, 100 rupees. Okay, so nature will give you 100 rupees only. It will not give you even 1 rupees extra, nor it will give you 1 rupees less. So understand that, just in that frequency, when you are, let's say when you have a guru, okay, and you have developed some belief system, you will be asked to change that belief system every single day. And that's where the rise of Bhairava, the rise of Shakti that I am talking about right now, that's where the blessing from Ma Tripur Sundari comes in handy. Okay, it is very much necessary for one to understand what is true, what is false. That's where the planet Mercury comes in. Mercury is not just communication and other things. Mercury is a lot of things. If you know that, if you know that who rules Mercury, like commonly we call that it is Mahavishnu, it's Lord Vishnu. Okay, right? So that, just understand what is so special about Mercury, that Lord Vishnu is the deity you have to go if you have a malefic Mercury in your chart. What is so special about Mercury, that Lalita Tripur Sundari has been assigned with it. Do you get my point? Mercury may seem to you like a very small planet, like a planet with no significant action or something, but that's not true. Okay, so I have told you about Matripur Sundari, how she handles all of these things, how she gives you the right knowledge at the right time, just like Matara. Okay, but Matara's ways were different. Matara's ways were a little bit naked. By naked I mean she was a lot she comes in a form of lightning. Now when it's time for Mahavidya Shodashi to come in, she will not you will not even know that she is here. She will come silently. Okay, all the Mahavidyas come to you very silently. Okay, but they have some specific energy center, energy way of working. Now let's say Mahavidya Shodashi that we are talking about. Okay, when she will come with grace. On the first day she will give you blessings. That's how she is. Okay, if you go to her with some desires, she will fulfill that. Okay, she is the fulfiller of all the desires whatever you have. That's why she sits on the highest of thrones, Raja Rajeshwari. Okay, she sits on the highest of thrones, right? That's why. Why? Because she is at the utmost highest level of rajasic guna, if you can understand that. Although she is beyond the gunas, but her form that you see, that represents a lot, that radiates a lot of high level of rajasic guna. Now, people who face problems in their relationship or marriage or something like that, or even it could be business or something, they go to Matripur Sundari for the blessing. Okay, and after after getting her blessing, they find relief in those areas. Okay, it does not happen to a lot of people, but it happens to quite a few. So let's talk about Mercury then. Okay, I have told you a lot of things about Matripur Sundari and how she operates. Okay, now let's come to the Mercury. So Mercury is a lot of things. Okay, so Mercury is a lot of things, but you need to understand, after the moon comes the Mercury, that is the most malleable. Okay, Mercury is actually, if I speak from my personal experience, Mercury is more malleable than moon. So Mercury becomes the most malleable planet in the chart. What does malleable mean? Malleable means that the planet now has the tendency to get to any state under just very smallest of pressure. Let's say if you apply just a normal pressure to this planet, it could be heat, it could be cold, it could be any kind of emotion or energy, the planet will become afflicted. What does affliction mean? Affliction means the planet is getting behaving sort of differently, just because some different form of energy has influenced it. Okay, that is what affliction means. I will give you a very quick and small example. Okay, let's say you are talking to someone and they are selling you some stuff. Okay, you are at some store or something like that. A salesperson is there and they are selling you something. Now they will tell you thousands of things about their product only. Okay, they will not talk about other companies, other brands. They will just only talk about their brand. If they are selling watches, they will tell you different kind of stories about where the watch is coming from, and how much money is spent on making it and how special it is. They will tell you a lot of things. They will try to win you over. Now understand, what kind of Mercury do you have? That will decide how quickly you are going to get influenced by the person. Okay, so यहाँ से ना बहुत डिफरेंटली बहुत अच्छी चीज़ बताने वाला हूँ. प्लीज पे अटेंशन दैट नाउ मर्क्यूरी इज गेटिंग अफ्लिक्टेड, नॉट अफ्लिक्टेड, जस्ट इन्फ्लुएंस्ड. अब अगर वो बुरे तरीके से इन्फ्लुएंस हुए हो आप, तो वो एफ्लिक्शन कहते हो. अच्छे तरीके से इन्फ्लुएंस हो, देन यू कॉल इट अ गुड इन्फ्लुएंस, राइट? This is how human mind works. Agar like if you are in loss, you will say that your Mercury got afflicted. But if you are in profit, then you will say, okay, I found something good. As you will say things. Now let's say the salesperson has told you a lot of different things. They have tried to sell their thing, whatever that was. Okay, and now they are trying to influence your Mercury that you buy that particular thing. It's just a small example. It can happen in anything. Like even if you're a relationship, let's say the person is telling you a lot of different lies. The person is lying to your face, but you are letting it go because you think you are trying to avoid some kind of drama. You don't want to confront the truth, because if you do that, you will get hurt and things get rough. That's also Mercury. Mercury is stopping you to Mercury is actually putting you in the doubts. After the fight will end, you will spend days and nights thinking about what happened, what was the real truth, right? Because Mercury is not comfortable there. It wants you to find answers. Gemini people, okay, Virgo people, very practical, very reasonable people. Okay, very they analyze everything, very choosy, very picky. Virgo. Gemini, curious. They want to know everything. They want to do everything. It's like all-rounder capabilities they have. Okay, they are very talkative. Okay, very extrovert kind of, you can say. This is Gemini. Why? Because of the Mercury. Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo. Mercury is the planet. Okay, Mercury is the graha that gives you the potential. Okay, that gives you the potential to question everything, to find the real answer, right? And to go beyond depth. Mercury is the planet which not just only governs your communication skills, it also rules the essence of understanding of life, what you have. Okay, Mercury is the energy, this you can say the root, which will give you the power to understand something. Okay, now one can understand incorrectly, and one can understand very deeply and in a very right approach. That will depend on your Mercury, and that's where misunderstanding comes from. Okay, some specific placement of Mercury will tell that are you a trusting person, or are you someone who mistrust a lot, or someone get betrayed a lot. If you have a, let's say, a malefic Mercury in the chart. Okay, now malefic Mercury and good Mercury, this cannot be just justified only by placement or combinations or something like that. it it can only be analyzed when you're looking at the chart, okay, specifically of the individual and how the individual is carrying themselves. So I'm not going to give out positions, combinations, placements of how planets are getting malefic and how they are behaving good if they are in these houses or something. You won't find such things on my channel, okay, but I will tell you how to identify those things. So Mercury, let's say if it is malefic in the chart, okay, the person will get misunderstood a lot, and that person themselves, the person himself or herself, will misunderstand a lot of things. Okay, it's like there will be a lack and a gap of communication, inside of them. What they will think, they will not say, and what they will say, they will not mean it. Okay, but later they will agree ki, okay, I meant that only, because they don't want to lose their self-respect. Mercury is also closely related to your self-respect. If you have Sun and Mercury placement in the chart combination, your self-respect will be the top priority. Okay, Buddha Aditya Yoga, whatever you call it. Okay, now why Mercury is related to your self-respect is because Mercury is the understanding that you have of your own self. If someone has Mercury Atmakaraka, let's say, highest degree of planet, that is Mercury, now their whole life they will try to understand themselves only. If they have the Darakaraka thing, so they will want the partner to understand themselves, something like that, or they will want a, they will desire want a partner who will be on the same wavelength as them. Okay, that's why you will find these people are quite funny, quite charming, or in their words they will be very attractive. Okay, charisma will be there. That's how Mercury operate. Now just like that, I told you Maa Tripur Sundari rules associate with the Mercury, because Mercury is the understanding of everything. If there is no Mercury, then everything will fall. Okay, everything will break down. Why? Because Mercury is the connection that is holding everything together, whether it's the space and time or it is just a matter. Okay, just like that, after Ma Kali we came to Ma Tara. Okay, Jupiter, Saturn, Jupiter, and then we are talking about Mercury. Okay, if you follow this sequence, you will see one very beautiful thing. Saturn was when their karmas were involved. Jupiter is when their knowledge was involved. Okay, wisdom. Now Mercury is the understanding of both of this. Mercury is the understanding of Saturn as well as Jupiter. Mercury here is trying to understand the karma from within and the knowledge associated with it. Okay, so that's why I told you in the first half of the video that when you are when you are invoking Ma Kali, you are just finding the path, and that from there you have started burning your karma. As soon as you start doing some sadhana, upasana, meditation, you are just trying to burn your karma. You have came into the territory of Ma Kali, where Saturn will be will take you beyond the time and space, as when Bhairava will reveal itself to you. That will happen for the day one only. It will be, let's say, less proportionate, but you will feel that energy if you are quite sensitive person. Okay, but slowly it will rise. That Shakti will rise. The Shakti that I talked about, ki Ma Tripur Sundari is giving the Shakti, that essence, that power to rise. Okay, she is like giving all the whatever energy centers you have. Okay, the Kundalini Shakti. Now here comes the Kundalini Shakti that will rise. Ma Tripur Sundari. Now understanding of that will be the job of the Mercury planet. Okay, Mercury will give you the understanding capacities, capabilities, the endless skills or everything. The curiosity will also come from Mercury as well, And when it comes to Jupiter, Jupiter is the one who will show you the path. That's why Matara was there. Jupiter was the knowledge and wisdom. Jupiter was the, utmost, as you can say, the broader aspect, perspective, optimism. If you want to understand Jupiter and understand that, you must create optimism inside you. You have to become optimistic. You have to become optimistic. If you are not an optimistic person, Jupiter is going to get somehow in trouble in your chart, because Jupiter is all about optimism. Because you don't know where you are going, you are just following a star in the sky. That's why Matara, okay, Jupiter's essence, right? Now Mercury comes here, and Mercury wants you to understand. Do not rush into any judgment. Do not rush. Do not believe in any stereotypical views. Okay, do not believe in rumors. Do not fall into the path of taboos and something like that. Okay, that's why misconceptions. Okay, that's why in the path of Shri Vidya Upasana, you will find the sadhakas, the upasakas. They don't believe in anything other than Mother Tripur Sundari. Why? I'm not talking about divine forms. I'm talking about the taboos and rumors that have like all over the around in the world. Okay, if you do this, this will happen. If you do that, this will happen. Right now, if you go to a good sadhaka, I'm talking about the genuine professional who has been doing some kind of sadhana for quite a few years. Okay, and they have learned something. If you go to them, they will tell you, "Arey, don't believe in all of these things. I will tell you how these things operate, and you don't have to go to that far." And they will actually tell you, okay, see, if you are afraid of evil eyes, I will tell you evil eyes is not real. Everything is all about your karma. Okay. Until unless you are on the beginning of the path, you will believe in evil eyes, and that is there. Obviously, that's true. But when you slowly move to Tripur Sundari, you will come to realize when you understand the karma now. How are you going to understand the karma if you don't have a good Mercury? Because Mercury is all about analysis skill and understanding everything. From within you are understanding yourself. Then that's how you are going to understand your own karma, and that's how you are going to burn the bridges. So when you are going to burn the bridges, that's when you are going to rise in your sadhana, in your life, and evolve as a human being. So you have to, at one point, you have to believe in everything, yet believe in nothing. That's how the path is. That's where from Mahakali you go to Shodashi. Because Shodashi will give you the right knowledge and the right understanding of the Vidya, right understanding of the karma. Even if you, let's say, if you're just a upasaka of Mahakali and you are not going to do upasana of Tripur Sundari, that does not mean कि आपको वो मिलेगा नहीं, वो understanding आएगा, and that will be given to you by Mahakali herself. Because as I told you, all the Mahavidyas are same, approach अलग है, form अलग है, depend करता है कि आपका हृदय किसके तरफ जाता है, हृदय, heart. Okay, what do you like? Where do you want to go? Okay, not everyone is very strong and courageous. At some point they will be very soft and a little bit sensitive. That's why they have to go to some compassionate form of Divine Mother. And someone who is, let's say, a bit tamas ज़्यादा है थोड़ा सा, something like that. So they will go to थोड़ा सा ferocious forms of mother or deities like that. So that's how it is created. Okay, that's how the paths were created. Rishis were a great scholar. They knew what is going to happen, okay, in the future. That's why they have given us this path. Every path will take you at the same thing. Just approach is different, knowledge is different. And हाँ, हर एक रास्ते का जो एक अपना एसेंस है, जो वहाँ पे जो आपको आनंद आएगा ना, वो आनंद सब में डिफरेंटली आपको टेस्ट होगा. आपका जो स्वाद आएगा आनंद का, वो थोड़ा थोड़ा डिफरेंट होगा. The taste that you will feel in every different path, it's going to be very much interesting. It's going to be very much different than the other. And they are like the taste of knowledge itself. They are the taste of the divine secret itself. So understand that every path has some meaning and every path is divine in its own way. Okay, so let's understand how you can actually make your Mercury good in your chart, and how you can get past beyond the malefic effects of Mercury. See, if an astrologer tells you that your Mercury is bad in your chart and you have to do these remedies, then you might have to do the remedies. You do the remedies, Okay, and if you see some progress, then it's fine. But don't get into this idea that the for whole your life you are going to have a malefic Mercury. No, just after moon comes the Mercury. As I am telling you again and again, Mercury is the malleable planet. Mercury, if you look at the element Mercury, okay, that gets it melts in the room temperature. So even in the smallest of, let's say, storm or some kind of inconvenience, you will find yourself that you are getting a little bit you are getting a little bit annoyed, you're getting a little bit frustrated, and your Mercury is getting in a space where you don't want to deal with the inconvenience at all. All you want to do is either run away or accept the situation as it is, right? And that is what Mercury is. When Mercury is in the first house, the seventh house, the houses which are exposed to the outer world, okay, houses which are exposed, that are connected to the outer world, it is first house, seventh house, third house, sixth house, 11th house. Okay, houses are like this. So these houses will make you to contact and communicate with your own Mercury vibe, Mercury energy, as you can understand. So what I mean by that is, when you are, let's say, meeting some new people, when you are trying to deal with some other people, you're trying to deal with the environment, the connections that you have, let's say, if you are working somewhere, you have colleagues, you have your boss. If you are, let's say, in a relationship or something like that, you have your partner and you have their family and everyone. So you have to deal with them, you have to understand their opinion of you, you have to understand how they feel about you. And if Mercury is, let's say, a little bit weak in your chart, not the Mercury is weak, Mercury weak means that your connection to the Mercury is weak, and your connection to the planet will be shown to you by their retrograde situation, by their combustion, by their debilitation or exaltation, by their placements. If some planets are sitting in some different let's say placement positions, and any other kind of condition they are in, that does not mean that the planet is either weak or strong. That means the connection that you have with the planet, the relationship that you have with the planet, is either strong or weak, or in some different kind of situation. That's the karmic connection that you have with the energy of planet. So basically, no one has a weak Mercury or a strong Mercury. They have the relationship with that Mercury, strong or weak, and it can happen to any planet. You have the connection, you have the relationship with every nakshatra, every planet, every deity that are presiding there. Okay, so just like that, if you want to make, let's say, your Mercury strong, what we mean by this is, like, if you want to make the relationship between you and the Mercury strong, you have to do the remedies, because all the remedies are given by the understanding of Mercury. So the final point that we get out of Mercury and understanding is that all the remedies that you can understand, that you can create, that you can advise other people, that will only come if your Mercury is in alignment with your energy. Okay, and you can just simply say that you are aligned with your Mercury. So basically, we need to understand that Mercury is the root cause of all the remedies. If someone is connected to their Mercury, if someone is aligned with the energy of Mercury, they will be able to give good advice and good remedies. Okay. So why Mercury? Because Mercury is the, let's say, understanding of the karma. As I told you, Saturn, Jupiter and Mercury here in the alignment, in the Mahavidya series, as you understand, after Saturn comes the Jupiter. Jupiter is the knowledge, wisdom, and the right mark, the right path. Okay, how you are walking on that path, and that path, all the difficulties, all the things that you are facing. Okay, Saturn being the karmic thing, Saturn being taking you beyond the time and space thing, and Saturn invoking the Bhairava Tattva, Bhairavi Tattva, whatever you want to call it, but it is Bhairav Tattva in the beginning. Okay, and that comes with the blessing of Ma Kali as well, the other goddesses, other Mahavidyas. But when you walk on this series, when you walk in the nature, when you walk on this path, okay, then in the third step, or the step could be any, it's not as a number wise step, or third or fourth, so the step could be anything depending on your journey, depending on what level you are. And now you are here with the Mercury thing. Okay, the Mercury is the understanding of all the karmas, and with the karmas, how you are going to understand the karmas? With the right knowledge, if you are on the right path, and that is Jupiter. And how you are going to enhance those abilities, enhance those knowledge that you have acquired, and use them in the right technique, Mercury. Okay, and that's where Lalita Tripur Sundari is the one who rules this planet, okay, who governs this planet energy. She is the utmost, you can understand the understanding of everything. She knows everything. Lalita Tripur Sundari. Every Mahavidya know everything, but in her form you can see that she is well aware of everything. Okay, it's not like that she is unaware of something. So and she also rules all the, as I told you, she sits on the throne that is like all the way up. Okay, now Mercury is the planet which gets it can melt in a room temperature, as you understand. In any inconvenience, okay, it gets malefic, or you can say it gets into the trouble, jahan pe he has to make some quick decisions. Okay, someone who has the intellect, as you know, intellect to make quick decisions, the right decisions, not just any decision, right decision in the right in a quick time, in a very small amount of time, that is Mercury. If you have a lot of time, it is Jupiter. But if you don't have a lot of time, if you have a very short period of time, then this Mercury will come. Just like that, every day that you live, every day, every moment that you take, you breathe. So in that space, in that little moment, it is not the essence and wisdom of Jupiter that is letting you understand your karmic patterns, that is making your intentions strong or weak in whatever sense. Okay, it is the Mercury. If Mercury's relationship is good, I mean, you have the good relationship with Mercury, you have good affinity with the Mercury, then each moment will be filled with positive affirmations, positive outcomes, and your intention will be optimistic, right? Because Jupiter is the long path, Mercury here is the in every second you are thinking something, that is Mercury. Now tell me, every second you are thinking something, and that has the the shadow effect on your actual mind, that has effect on your actions. So now who is the most important planet in your chart? It is Mercury. Nervous system is also connected to the Mercury. Okay, so do you understand that now Mercury is the planet which is going to either help you or destroy you in the area of manifestation? What do you want to manifest in your life, in the area where you have some desire and you want to complete and fulfill that desire? That's where Mercury comes in, and that's where Ma Tripur Sundari will bless you to have that desire fulfilled, right? That is how Mercury is important in your chart. Do not think of Mercury as something weak or negligible. No planet in your chart is negligible. Understand that, and you understand life, right? Bad marriages, bad relationships due to Mercury, bad business, okay, bad income, bad finance skill, all due to Mercury. Okay, Saturn and Jupiter and all the other planets are Rahu, Ketu, they are doing their karmic part. Okay, Jupiter is only trying to save you because that is in the long term. Okay, what gives you trouble is your Mercury. If you have, let's say, all the planet in malefic forms, or with all the planet, okay, your relationship with all the planets are bad. Okay, but you have a good Mercury relationship with you in your in your chart, something like that. So you have the ability to get out of everything. You know where the exit gate is. When, let's say, fire breaks in, you know where to leave the building. That's Mercury. That's the knowledge of Mercury. That's the wisdom of Mercury that everyone needs and everyone has to build. Okay. So let's say if you're having trouble in relationships and marriage or something like that, okay, then you must have Mercury in your first, seventh, or Navamsha or D1 or something like that. And it could be Mercury, Mercury could be connected to your 7th house or 5th house, something like that. Because in these houses, Mercury is exposed. Mercury is doubted a lot of time. Mercury builds, insecurity. Because after Mercury comes the Ketu. Mercury is acquiring the ability of Ketu. Okay. That's why you need to understand this. Mercury is trying to go to the realm where Ketu is. Okay, and Ketu's realm, as you have, I have told you about all about Ketu that you need to know in the first video when I talked about Madhumavati and Ketu. Okay, so Mercury is trying to become Ketu. It's not, it doesn't want to, but it is going on the path. Okay, and that is why Mercury also gets afflicted, okay, due to insecurities, doubts, overthinking, and that's where Ketu will come and make this thing permanent. Whatever insecurity trauma that you have created right now, Ketu will make that permanent. So remedy of Ketu also comes from Mercury sometimes, and remedy of Mercury can come, from the Ketu's perspective. So beautifully it's designed. Now if you understand what I'm saying here, don't go towards like what the hell is this guy talking about. Okay, how does Mercury becomes Ketu? Mercury is not becoming Ketu. Mercury's path is, let's say, in every second you are thinking something, your opinion on something is changing every time. Let's say you had some kind of expectation from a person. Okay, Mercury, in the moment you met them, you developed some feelings and you trusted them on something. It could be relationship, it could be business, it could be anything, okay. You have trusted them and now you have built some expectation from them. What will happen if they don't fulfill that expectation of yours? Now that memory, that moment which you which when you got happy, so optimistic, optimism of Mercury is feeling of orgasm, but optimism of Jupiter is something that lasts very long. See, optimism of Mercury is for a very short time. What will happen here? Let's say the person does not come true to their promise or whatever they have told you. Mercury will get afflicted. You will feel so bad. You will feel that you have betrayed yourself, self-respect. You will feel that you have betrayed your own self. You will feel so bad that why did you even take this offer? Something like, why did you even make that promise? And why were you waiting for this person to make the promise? To stay true to their promise or whatever. Okay, and that's where Ketu will come. That Ketu will make that moment, make that memory a permanent thing, or maybe for a thing, a trauma, something that will last for a very long time. And until you heal, you will feel the trauma back and back again and again, and you will mistrust people. You will not trust again. These things will happen, and that's where the remedies of Ketu will heal you. Remedies of Mercury will heal you in the dasha of Ketu. So if you understand what I'm saying about Mercury here, then you must understand that Mercury is the very important planet in your chart, and the only remedy that you should be doing of Mercury. Now by remedies I don't mean that you pick up lemons and cloves and put it inside and do some kind of those kind of things. No, you don't have to go too far. Don't do those kind of things. All you need to do is make a routine, follow that routine, and in that routine add some chanting. It could be of any simple Nam mantra, and if you don't know anything, just chant the name Ram. Okay, RAM, 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 Ram. Ram Nam is like a very powerful tool. Powerful, it's not a tool. If I'm saying tool, it does not mean that I'm saying it's such a tool or something. It's a path to divinity, to bhakti marg. Okay, and from that bhakti marg you will gain a lot of some kind of energy will come there, and that will guide you, that will protect you, and it will actually refine your nervous system. It will heal you. Something in you will become healed. Something like that will happen. Yeah, and if you have some mantras, if you have some, let's say, stotra, if you have a favorite deity or something, do their stotra. Okay, simple stotra, it could be any ashtakam, it could be 108 names you can chant, but chant. Okay, every single morning, every night, every evening, chant. Jitna chant kar sakte ho. That is the remedy for Mercury. And let's say if you have any trauma, if you have any problem, if you have any difficulty in your life, slowly you will, it might not get solved, but you will become stronger, and you will be able to understand what is really going on, and you will understand your own karma, and from there you will start the sadhana path, and from there all the planets will align with the you will align with the planets are already aligned. Do not think for a second that planets are giving you trouble. You are the one who is making all those things making all those trouble for you, because you are not aligned with the energy. You have created all of these desires, this vritti, that vasana, and now you are just reaping your rewards. Okay, so that is why Shodashi is the one who rules, who associates with the Mercury thing, because Mercury is such a beautiful and such an important planet, connected to your nervous system, root cause of your trauma, root cause of your abandonment issues, root cause of your insecurity, your overthinking, all of these things. Mercury participates in the process of manifestation. Mercury is the one where you put desires. Now, when you're thinking of something that I want this, Mercury is the one who is giving you the energy to do that. It's not Ketu, it's not Saturn. They will come later. Okay. Rahu with Mercury is seriously not, it is not said that this is a great placement. It is a great placement for business purposes, but it is not a great great placement. If a person, let's say, is dishonest with themselves. Rahu and Mercury, you have to become honest with yourself. You have to follow the dharma. You have to follow the advice of Jupiter and Saturn. If you have Rahu and Mercury in the chart, and if you're lying to everyone, lying to yourself, if you're not following the advice of Saturn and Jupiter, if you're not making Saturn and Jupiter the priority in your life, then it will give you a lot of trouble. You might do something that you will regret. You might, go behind someone's back, and people will go behind your back. People will try to, do something that you don't like. If you have Rahu and Mercury in the chart, that's where Jupiter and Saturn must be good. If Jupiter and Saturn is also lacking, if you are lacking the essence of Jupiter and Saturn, Rahu and Mercury will give you trouble. That's inevitable. But the trouble will not actually leave you, unhappy or something like that. No, the trouble will leave you with, something like that. People will not say that, people will not want to be with you, something like that. But still, you will be happy. This happens in very rare cases. I'm not talking about the negative aspects of this. I'm just telling you that how any one planet can, have a different kind of results in your life. So if you want to make your life happy, you want to make, that what you say, the peace, the calm, and you want to live in peace, you want to live in a very aware state. Okay, awareness should be there, and you want to be mindful of what your actions are. That is Mercury. Be mindful what you do, what you speak, who you talk to, okay, what you eat. All of these things are mindfulness. Okay, talking to plants, keeping plants in your home, attending to them. What are those kind of things? They are like, plants are like, smallest of living beings. They are different from animals. Now you are taking care of that living thing. You are taking care of, you're watering the plants. You're talking to some people talk to plants. Why? Because they are being mindful of what they are speaking. Okay.